I remember a time when I was living in Glendale. And so yeah, it was like a movie theater and we were going to see Harry Potter. So it was packed because I guess the books had been out. I knew nothing about it, but we went to see it anyway. And it was at the Glendale Galleria or around there. I think it was at the Galleria. It was a movie theater there. And I think I wanted to secretly go because next to it was a Tower Records. And you know how much I like my CDs. So that's why I went. But anyway, go there. And yeah, like, sure enough, there's this little kid sitting with like, I don't know, I guess a guardian or his mom or whatever, like two rows ahead, but everybody kept looking at the kid. They'd walk by and they'd be and do a double take. And he was trying to like hide himself, but he'd look back. And when he looked back one time, I was like, hey, that's that kid from The Sixth Sense. So I didn't know his name at the time. It was
You still didn't know his name?
no, but I knew, but it was like Haley Joel Osment. I mean, at the time I didn't. I just was like Sixth Sense. That's a great movie. Um, but you have those little things like that that happen in out there when just living in LA. I remember one time we went to it's like everybody knows like the name Pasadena, California, and it's actually not far from LA or Glendale where I live. Um, but past Pasadena, you have like all these other little towns. You have like Altadena, um, and then you have Monrovia. So like in Montrose, I think. Anyway, it's been a long time. It's like 25 years ago, but it was past Pasadena. It was one of those little towns. And I don't know, for whatever reason, way out there, it was like, oh, we got to go stop at the pet store for dog treats or whatever. And I'm at the pet store and I'm in line and there's a guy in front of me and it's like a decent line. So I know there's like four people in front of him and all these middle-aged women were like coming up and be like, I just want to say I loved your work and blah blah blah, and oh my god, and shaking his hand, and the guy visibly was like, "Leave me the alone," you know, like I'm at a pet store at like 8 o'clock at night. Obviously, I'm at a pet store. Leave me alone, you know. And you know who it was? It was the dude from that black actor from the Allstate commercials. Are you in good hands? Remember that guy from back in the day?
With the deep voice?
Yeah. Are you in good hands?
Oh, okay.
I was
Yeah.
like, oh, all right. And there was another time we were at a Chili's and we were in uh like Ventura, north of all of the LA and all that, but close enough to like you could still drive into LA. You could live out there and work in LA. And we were at a Chili's. Dude, I can't make this up. Sitting right next to us, and they sat down almost like right before we did. So the whole time I'm eating there, I'm trying not to look, but I'm totally eavesdropping, and I don't remember their conversation, but it was um, Buttnick and Donkey Lips from Salute Your Shorts from Nickelodeon. Remember that? Camp Anawana? Yeah,
I
man.
never really watched Nick.
Yeah, man. Well, people listening are going to be like,
We
yeah,
didn't
well,
really
are you
have
your favorite?
cable.
Huh?
So we didn't have cable.
Oh,
Yeah, we didn't have cable for the longest time.
well, they were kid actors, and I saw them. They were adults now or whatever like that. But you have all those things. Um, Freaking on a whim, go down and on a not even downtown LA, just somewhere like in LA off Fairfax. If you know what I'm talking about, you don't. I don't know why I'm asking you, but um, uh, I'm sitting there and it's like I don't know, 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. And again, they seat us, and I spend my whole dinner trying not to look at Tim Burton. I'm like, oh God, that's Tim Burton.
And that's an icon. Like,
Mm. Random stuff all the time in LA. Over in Beverly Hills, had to go help out the Whole Foods when I worked at Whole Foods. For whatever reason, went to go work a day helping out Whole Foods in Beverly Hills, and they took us to lunch at this restaurant, and we're sitting outside on the street, and I don't remember what street it was or whatever. It could have been a side street, but we're eating outside, and it's real close to the sidewalk. and this big giant lumbering dude and it was so funny, dude, because he was like, it was like summertime, and I feel like he was wearing kind of like a suit, and he's walking by, and like we're sitting down, and he's already tall, and somebody at our table was like, "Go Bulls," and he looked over and he smiled, and he still had the mustache, and I was like, "Oh, Phil Jackson." I was like, "You go, coach." I was like,
So even at your height, what, 6'1", 6'2"?
I'm 6'2". Oh,
He was towering over you.
big time. Oh yeah, man. He was like lumbering over it. I was like,
You're
oh
like,
man.
damn, I'm 6'2", and he's still like, I'm looking up at him.
Yeah.
Damn.
hmm All those kind of little, always, like I remember um running up the steps to the Chinese theater in Hollywood, and running down the steps was uh Lukas Haas. I don't know, people
Who's
listen
that?
like, who? But he was just a kid actor in the 80s. I mean, Lukas Haas by name if you were watch some movies. Lady in White was a big kind of kid horror movie that he was in, and uh, you know, that time that I was at a record store and I was walking by the registers, and this dude freaking bumps into me, bam, with it, like almost shoulder checks me on accident. He wasn't looking at me, obviously, and dude, I literally said, "Hey man, watch where you're going." And I know I've said that before, and in not a good circumstance, but in this circumstance, it was valid. There were no blind people involved, but I said, "Hey, watch where you're going." And the guy turns around and he puts both his hands up, and he's holding like records and stuff. So he's like, "I'm so sorry, man. Hey, man, I'm so sorry." And then I recognized who it was, and I pointed my finger at him, right? And I was like, "You're so lucky you are who you are. And only because I know who you are, I'm gonna let it slide." And he goes, "Ha, all right, man. Thanks, man. You have a good day." And I was like, "You have a good day." It was Seth Green. I was like, "All right, all right."
Well, yeah, he probably looked at you and was like, don't hurt me.
Dude, he literally looked like he just got off the set of Austin Powers. I was like, all right, man.
Oh, man.
Mm. Those kind of things, man, they happened all the time. I mean, I almost hit Giovanni Ribisi in my car. You've been recording.
Explain.
You've been recording. All right. So I'm on a freeway, and in LA, when you exit a freeway, you have like 8 cars length of space from exiting the freeway till you get to hopefully a green light at the bottom of this little mini hill, or a red light, and you have to stop real soon, right?
So, no, so like the time you get off the highway to the time you hit the light, it's
Seconds.
not like what we have, like 2 miles
Right.
until you hit the light.
Right. So I'm downtown, and I'm exiting, and I come down, and the light turns red. So I have to stop, right? But it's kind of a hard stop. So it's not like I stopped and I skid. I just stopped.
Kind of like you stop and you went forward a little bit.
Right. Like that kind of, like it lurched. And,
God.
and this dude was running across the crosswalk or walking fast or whatever, but he was already walking when he had the red. He didn't have the green light. He wasn't paying attention, jackass. And so he's literally in front of my car when my car does the little lurchy thing, and he puts his hands on my hood, and he's like, "I'm so sorry, man." And he kept going, and I was like, "That was Giovanni Ribisi." And I was like, "You turd. Like, you're such a turd." You know what I mean?
But see these stories are the cool stories because like I never experienced anything. I mean, I've been to California, to North Carolina, Florida, Hawaii. I never really ran into anybody. All those places, I never ran into anybody. Like,
so many things, man. We'll have to do it another time. I'll tell you about Gina Davis and Shannon Elizabeth, and Winona Ryder, Drew Barrymore.
damn, I mean that could be another little episode that we do of your
encounters with celebrities.
yeah, with my time in California.
No, really, man.
Well, I mean that's a good thing.
All right, I want it. I didn't know you were recording, but there you go. An accidental short. Y'all have a good night.